with today's Tuesday teaching tip. Today's tip is about the importance of playing games with your children. As homeschooling families, we spend a lot of quality time with our children, and sometimes we forget that part of the quality time we need to spend with them is through play. When they get older especially, we forget to play with them and the importance of play. When they're younger, playing games like Hi-Ho Cherry-O, Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, we can teach them how to become gracious winners and gracious losers. Both are very important skills for younger kids to learn. When they get older, games like Scrabble and Boggle, Bananagrams, Yahtzee are simpler games that they can play and then have a hidden benefit of spelling and some simple math. But there's also that quality time, especially that quality time for you to talk and just have fun with your kids. Apples to Apples is another great game when you're learning to build those social skills, following rules skills, reading people skills. With Apples to Apples, you have one person who's in charge of that particular round. When you're playing a card, you want that card to be chosen by the person who's in charge. You have to know that person's motivations, their mood, their likes and dislikes in order to choose just the right card that you think they'll choose. And so that's a really important game for developing those interpersonal communication people skills. Later on, games like Stratego and chess help your children develop those strategy skills, those I've got to think 4 or 5 steps ahead and plan accordingly if they come back with this move. And so that's a really important skill for your kids to learn while you're reconnecting with them as well. Like I said, the importance of playing the games is the reconnection time you have with your kids, but know that it's not time wasted. There are things that they're going to be learning besides the reconnection with you. As my son got older, those teenage years, it becomes a little bit harder for some parents to connect with their kids. Games like cornhole and washers that don't require a lot of conversation, a lot of talk during the game, really gives you that time to build up that uncomfortable silence that one of you starts to speak, and then the conversation flows. You begin to ask questions, you begin to talk about different things, and those games really help with that aspect when you're dealing with teenage kids. And then one of the other things that I found that was really interesting is playing video games with your kids. Now you can either pull out the old games from the 80s and play simple games like Pac-Man and Space Invaders, or you can ask them to teach you how to play one of the games they play. My son played Portal, and I knew that it's kind of a puzzle game in that you're in this room and you have to be able to get to that room and get something, and so you'd have to create these different portals to figure your way through. And so one day I just sat down and said, hey, show me how to play Portal. I mean, the look on his face of surprise of okay, well, yeah, I'll teach you. And that quality time of him even just thinking, gosh, my mom is interested in something I'm doing and I get to teach her something new, was a real important connection that we made. The same thing went for Minecraft. I'm like, well, how did you build that house? And he explained, well, how did you get that light there? He explained how that goes. I'm like, wow, there's a lot more involved in this than I thought. And so there's a lot of creative things that you do in Minecraft that it was fun for him to share with me that I didn't know much about. And so connecting with teenagers is a little bit different, and so you have to find different ways, and I know that one was one that was really helpful. So I hope this teaching tip helped you out a little bit. I know that we get to a point in homeschooling that we kind of hit a wall and we kind of get either behind or frustrated with the curriculum, and so sometimes we just need to take a little bit of time and step back, play, regroup, reconnect, and then start again. Until next Tuesday, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday with Tuesday's teaching tip.